Hi there, this is a grade 9 Transmath lesson on simple interest. So when we talk about interest, we're talking about money. When you invest money, when you put money into an investment in the bank or someplace, you earn what's called interest. This is the money that the bank or company pays you to use your money. That's exactly what they're doing. They use your money to invest elsewhere, making money for themselves. Um, in fact, you are loaning them the money and they pay you for loaning them their own money. That's why they pay you interest, because they're using their money. Generally, they're making more money than you, though. But it's one way to make a little bit more money. Okay, so the formula that we use is I equals P times R times T, or sometimes just written as I equals PRT. There's no need to put the little X in there for multiply. It's a straightforward multiplication question. The I stands for the interest earned. P stands for the principal, and no, that's not Mr. Casavat. That's how much you invest. That's the initial amount of money that you are investing. R stands for the rate. That's the percent rate that they are paying you. And I should have put in here, I'm going to add it in here, the in a decimal form. Okay, so you have to convert that percent rate to a decimal. And the T stands for time, how long in years you're investing it for, okay? Generally, simple interest is not paid out over long terms. It's usually a short term kind of thing, but we're going to go ahead and use time in years. Okay, so it must be in years. Okay, so let's start with a very simple example here. Randy gets $450 from her grandmother as a gift. She chooses to invest it at 6% for 1 year. How much interest does she earn? So we're going to use this formula, I equals P times R times T. The first step is to take that 6% and we have to convert it to a decimal, 0.06. And then you just write the formula, I equals PRT. The principal is $450 times the rate, 0.06 times 1 year times 1. Okay, so you just grab a calculator or your phone or what have you. 450 times 0.06 times 1 is $27. So at the end here, it doesn't ask for this, but Randy's going to have more than $450. She's going to have 450 plus 27. She's going to have $477 after her investment at 6%. Now, these days, 6%, you're not going to get that at the bank, not even close. You have to invest in much riskier things to get 6%, but just a math little problem here. Okay, here let's look at example number 2. Charlotte's grandparents win a small lottery prize, decide to invest $5,000 in a simple interest investment for her education. The rate is 3.5%. It's locked in for 10 years. How much interest is earned, and what is the total amount after the 10 years? Okay, so again, our 3.5%, convert to a decimal, that's going to be 0.035. This time I didn't write the formula in text. I'm just going to write here, handwritten, PRT. The principal is 5,000. The rate is 0.035. This time it's for much longer. It's for 10 years. So she's going to earn a lot more interest because it's going to last longer or go longer. 5,000 times 0.035. I'm typing on my calculator times 10. The interest earned is $1,750. And what is the total amount? Well, the total amount is going to be 5,000 plus 1,750. That's going to be 6,700. That's a 5. $6,750 is how much Charlotte has for her education. That might cover 1 year of university education. College education might you be able to get 2 years out of that, especially if you got a scholarship. Okay, let's do another one here. This one's a little bit more challenging, but we can do it. I'll do it with you. Naomi works at A&W, makes $11.80 an hour. She works 35 hours per week. She knows that she should save 10% of her income for future emergencies, and that is something that every financial advisor recommends. If at all possible, you should try to save 10% of your income. Find out how much she has saved after a year of saving it. If she invests this amount for 5 years at 2.5%, how much interest will she earn? How much does she have now? Okay, so find out how much she has saved after a year of saving it. So the first thing we got to do is figure out how much. I got to put my screen down a bit here. We got to figure out how much she actually earns in a year, don't we? So we're going to take 11.80 an hour times 35 hours. That's her weekly pay. 11.80 times 35. She makes $413 a week. We're going to multiply that by 52 weeks because that's how many weeks there are in a year. And you get 21,476. She should save 10% of that. Okay, so now how do we find 10% of that? We're going to multiply by 0.10. Find 10% of that times 0.1. $2,147.60. That is how much she has saved over the whole year. For 10%, she saved a little over $2,000. Good for her. There's an emergency. She has some money that she can use. If she invests this amount for 5 years at 2.5%, how much interest will she earn? So we're going to take I equals PRT. Principal is 2,147.60. The rate is 0.025. Convert that to a decimal. And we're investing it for 5 years. So take that amount in your calculator, multiply by 0.025 times 5. She's going to earn $268.45 in interest. That's part B. This is part A. And the last question, how much does she have now? We're going to add those together, right? So she saved, part C, she saved $2,047.60. We're going to add that on the interest, $268.45. $2,416.05. That's how much she has. Okay, and this is something that she should continue to invest at and have herself a little bit of an emergency fund in case of emergencies. Okay, I will tell you that the online assignments are a lot easier than this last question here, but I thought I'd challenge you a little bit. And I don't think there's too many questions, so you should be able to finish that pretty quick.